Have you ever felt like life was just happening to you, like you had no control over it whatsoever? Well, what if I told you that you can design your own life? A life that is centered around your own core values, your passions, your desires, your wants, your gifts, a space where you can emanate and move through this life with joy. What if I told you that you could create and design that type of life? Today in this video, I'm going to show you how. So if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you are ready to take your life to the next level, this video is for you. Peace, welcome to my channel, and welcome back to my channel if you have been rocking with me for some time. I am grateful that you are here with me today. My name is Onye, and who am I, right? Who am I to share with you about designing a life? I would have to share about what's going on in my life for you to understand why I feel called to share this video. I am currently living in Costa Rica, in between Costa Rica and New York City. Right now, I am managing a retreat center and boutique hotel. It's one of the most beautiful, most peaceful places that I've been within this area. So I'm doing some consulting work along with managing the space while retreats are here and while the hotel guests are here. I split my time here and in New York City. I live a life of creativity, of contribution, of support and guidance to my clients. My life isn't perfect, and I do want to share that. However, as I continue to design and co-create and release limiting beliefs, I am seeing how life unfolds for me in a way that feels like I am in some sort of power and control to be able to co-create a life that I desire. So if any of that resonates with you, continue watching. If you have any questions, if anything comes up during this video, I encourage you to put it into the chat and start conversation, spark conversation. If you'd like to reach out to me directly, my email is in my info and description area. So what does it mean to design your life? Like, what does it actually mean? And YouTube is filled with law of attraction, manifestation, all these words and concepts that there's a lot of misinformation and there's a lot of quality information, but it's important to be able to discern. So being able to know yourself, being able to develop that sense of knowingness, develop discernment for yourself. And so even with this video, you don't know me from a hole in the wall, but I hope I can exude a sense of confidence and knowingness that what I'm sharing with you is coming from a space of experience. And so what does it actually mean to design your life? Well, I have my notes here. Designing your life means intentionally creating a life that reflects your values, your purpose, and dreams rather than living on autopilot. Now, the idea of autopilot probably resonates with you if you click this video. Like, you're just moving through the mundane tasks of your everyday life. You have a 9 to 5, you get up in the morning, you do whatever it is that you do in the morning, you go to work, you come back, you do whatever it is you do at night, you go to sleep, and you repeat it again. Like, what is that movie called? What is that movie called? When things keep happening over and over and over again. Wow. Anyways, I'll insert the movie here. You feel like you are in this movie. So why does it matter to design our life? Why does that matter? So we understand the meaning of designing your life. It fits all of these factors to bring you a sense of fulfillment. And so why does that matter? I mentioned it just now, fulfillment. If you are not co-creating, if you are not in the space of moving with life and not having life just put you into autopilot, you may experience some consequences. When you're not moving with intentionality, you may experience some consequences, such as burnout. For me, I experienced burnout, and even though I thought I had been moving with intentionality and co-creating my life, I was still making decisions based off of my conditioning, which was not aligned with my core values and all of these things that I have realized for myself. And so I experienced burnout. I also experienced a lack of fulfillment. So this matters so you can reduce that. You can remove that out of your life, remove the feeling of burnout, remove the feeling of not feeling fulfilled. And so when you are living a life that you are co-creating, that you are intentional about, you may feel a sense of fulfillment, gratitude every day. You are in alignment, you feel balanced, you feel joy from the inside out. You feel like your most authentic self. For me, I have been going through a metamorphosis, a transformation in various ways, right? And where I am today is so powerful than where I was, let's say, in high school. And I was living in a space where I wasn't authentic. I didn't know it at the time, but as I continued to gain experience, knowledge over time, I realized that I wasn't being true to who I wanted to be, not who my parents wanted, my friends, or my circumstances. I really started to decondition my beliefs. And this is an onward journey. It can continue out throughout this lifetime, but you are still setting yourself up to continue on your soul's journey into the next body that you inhabit, or the next being, the next physical manifestation of your soul. This journey continues, and I believe it's infinite, right? And so we have these opportunities to be in the physical body, to remember who we are, to remember the powerful beings that we are. So for me now to look back to all the things that I've said, all the things that I've dreamt, to now be an artist, a DJ, I'm sharing my music. And even in that journey, even in that space, I'm still blossoming. The roots have deeply went into the earth when it comes to music and my love for music and my understanding of music. And now I believe it's the fruiting. Now the roots are starting to move towards the sun, and the flowers are blossoming, and the fruits are coming out, you know. So my journey as an artist is one of the areas where I'm co-creating. I'm being courageous. I'm setting intention in what I want my life to look like when it comes to my artistry. At one point, I stifled that. I stifled my creativity, and I blamed others. I blamed my circumstance, and I realized it was me. And this is an ongoing journey when it comes to my artistry, but that is an example of why it matters to design your life, and so you can look back without regrets. What is the foundation of life design? What is the foundation of life design? And this could be such a new concept to you that's listening, but I really want you to have an open mind and see all the possibilities in your life and really truly believe what it is that I'm sharing with you. The foundation of life design first is to identify what your core values are. I don't know where you are in your life's journey. Age doesn't really matter. You could be in your 60s, you could be in your 20s. It really doesn't matter. But what does matter in this first step is for you to sit with yourself and identify what your core values are. Why is this important? When we understand our values, our core values, our principles, we can do work and operate in a way that is aligned to those principles. Like you have a guiding light, you have ways of being that you want to move towards. Values are the guiding principles that shape our behaviors, that shape our decisions and our interactions with the world, with nature, with people. So by gaining clarity on what truly matters to you, you can make more informed choices, and you can start to align your life with those core values, those core beliefs. So let's start with an exercise. Close your eyes. Exhale all the air out. Get into a comfortable seat. Now, if you're not able to do this right now, you don't feel comfortable, you can watch this video and then come back to it and try this exercise along with me. So find a comfortable seat, make sure you're not disturbed, make sure there's nobody watching you so you can feel comfortable, you can feel natural, you can feel at ease. Take a comfortable seat, close your eyes, exhale all the air out, release your shoulders down, release your forehead, release your jaw. And just notice if you're gripping in any areas of your body. Start to allow for the breath to move in and out of your nose with your lips closed. We're breathing in and out through your nose here. You may start to notice the sounds around you in your environment. You may start to notice sensations within your body. And you may even start to notice your mind starting to create stories. What are you doing? You're wasting time. Who's this woman? All the things that are moving you away from being in this exercise. So see if you can allow for yourself to just experiment in being here and now. As you're breathing and you're noticing your breath, your belly is filling and emptying. Start to think about moments when you felt your happiest and most fulfilled. Now, this may be challenging to find, but stick with it. Even the smallest moments, see where you can find what comes up when I ask you when I ask you, when is the happiest that you felt? When is the most fulfilling moment that you felt in your past? Now, when you have that moment in your mind, it can just be one, it can be a few. What values were at play? Were you being authentic? Were you experiencing true joy and love? Like, what values were at play? What meant most to you in that moment? Maybe you were with your family. And maybe you're still trying to understand what it means to have values, what values actually mean, and that's fine. Just let's stick with what was at play during those moments of joy and fulfillment. What was happening? What words are coming up for you? Now take a moment to maybe write those words down, maybe type it in your phone, and put that aside. So step 2, what is your vision? Clarify your vision. Now this, I have to admit, is still challenging, but was challenging as my vision continues to evolve for myself and who I see myself being, right? So clarify your vision. And because of social media, because of society, there's so many reasons. We can release those reasons and see that and accept that it is challenging to see a vision for yourself because we have all of these other visions being put into us. But start to clarify your vision. What does your ideal life look like? And you may not have all of the details, but something that you can stand on and say, this is something I want my life to look like a year from now. These are some things I want my life to look like 3 years from now. These are the major things I'd like my life to look like 5 years from now. So you're thinking about your relationships, you're thinking about your career, you're thinking about your health, you're thinking about your personal growth. All these factors are coming into play, right? So start to envision and clarify for yourself what your ideal life would look like. So I'll repeat that. What does your ideal life look like 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And you can have separate pieces of paper with that. And then being mindful of your relationships, your career, your health, and your personal growth as a being, as a spiritual being, but also as a physical being, your personal growth. And so I encourage you to close your eyes within this meditation. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and see if you can visualize the highest, most fulfilled version of yourself and start to write what that looks like. So we're getting into journaling here. We're getting into visualization, which are the elements of attraction, manifestation, but we're breaking it into more practical steps. So once you have identified your core values, you clarified what your vision is, start to big up yourself and recognize your strengths and passions. If you are like me, you have many. I am multi-passionate, multi-talented, multi-gifted. Did I say multi-passionate? And it took me a while to even admit this to myself, right? It took me a while to even admit this to myself and realize this and be grateful for this. I am multi-talented, I'm multi-gifted, and I'm multi-passionate. I thought this was a lack of focus, a lack of vision, or ADHD or ADD, or all the DDs. I thought this was a hindrance to me and my life, but I later realized, and now realize, it's a gift and gifts that God has given me. And so this part is for you to recognize your strengths, your passions. What are they? And then once you've listed them, how can you leverage what you are naturally good at? You know, how can you leverage what excites you? Using this to inform your life, how your life can be designed. There have been many moments in my life where people say, oh, it's not realistic to do the things that you love. How will you survive? How will you take care of yourself? And celebrities and major artists are doing the things that they love. And it's the industry has become sick. To be honest with you, it has become sick, but that doesn't mean that living a life of doing something you love is something that results in sickness, in depression, in self-sacrifice. No. I believe when we combine intentionality, mindfulness, and belief in ourselves, and also our creativity, we can live a life of fulfillment and thrive in that life, right? It's in the sharing, it's in the journey that we grow and we realize that we can really design our life. So when you find a way to get to your strengths, to recognize your strengths and passions, and one side note on recognizing that, sometimes it's challenging to recognize it for yourself. This is me. I'm speaking about me. It is challenging for me to recognize my gifts, my talents, because it comes so easily to me, right? That's something that is so natural that I'm thinking that everyone else can do it. Everyone else thinks this way. Everyone else has this way of being. And it took the external world, my friends, my coworkers, my clients, to tell me to recognize this, my family, to recognize this within me. And this may be something you have to do that will be helpful. Literally ask your close people, ask your close tribe, what are my strengths? What do you see in me? What talents do I have that you come to me for? Like, what is it that you see in me? And that can help draw it out of you, because again, we live in a society that doesn't support in our self-confidence and our self-belief, our self-esteem. So you have to find ways to bring that out of you. And if it means being direct and asking your friends and family, yo, what am I good at? What do you think I'm good at? Then that can help bring that out of you for you to recognize it within yourself. You're recognizing your strengths and passions, and you're leveraging those. You're going through your life experiences and reflecting on, what has moved the needle forward for you? What has actually worked? You're observing others around you, right? You're seeing how you support others, how you make others feel. You're recognizing your personality traits, right? And you're learning about yourself. And you're finding humility, right? And you're finding space of meditation and prayer in order to recognize and tap into your strengths and also remember what your passions are. Let's get into the life design framework, right? So how are you going to actually implement these things? How are you going to get going with designing your life? Well, set goals. Set some SMART goals. And you've probably heard this before. SMART, setting SMART goals. S stands for having specific goals. M is for measurable. A is for achievable. R is for relevant. And T is for time bound. And these goals are based on your vision. So if you have a vision to, let's say, lose weight, then you would set a SMART goal, and we'll get into that. So we started with 1 being specific. Clarify what you want to achieve. Your goal should be clear, it should be simple, and it should define who is involved in the goal, what you actually want to accomplish, where and when this goal will take place, and why it's important. So we're being very specific. For example, instead of saying that I want to get fit, I want to be in shape, say I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 4 months by doing cardio workouts 4 days a week at my local gym. So number 2 is measurable. Your goal should have quantifiable outcomes. So you can quantify, you can give a number to it. The reason why it needs to be quantifiable, because it makes it easy to track. It's not subjective, right? You're able to track your progress, then you're able to see if the goal has actually been achieved, right? You're able to big up yourself and you say, yeah, based off of these numbers, I've achieved this goal. Losing 15 pounds is the measurable aspect of the goal. So I know that I weigh this much, and then when I check my weight after a certain amount of time, hopefully I have lost the 15 pounds I set for myself. Number 3 is achievable. So the goal should be realistic based off of your current circumstances. We still want to push ourselves, but we also want to give ourselves grace. So it should be realistic to your circumstances, your resources, and any constraints that you may have. It's really important to stretch your abilities, but again, remain in the space where you can believe that it's possible, in the space of possibilities. For example, back to the weight loss. If you currently are not moving your body, you're living a sedentary lifestyle, what makes you think that you can just get up the next week and work out 4 days a week when you haven't been doing that for 4 years? So if you already are living a lifestyle of laziness, stillness, and then you want to jump right into a 7-day workout routine, that might be too ambitious. Now, I'm saying that, but I may also do the same thing, but that's me. I've practiced being extreme. And sometimes it's sustainable, sometimes it's not. So really be honest with yourself. So if you were gonna go back to that same example and you have been sedentary, start with manageable workouts, maybe 4 days a week instead of 7, right? Maybe 2 days a week. And that gives you space for it to be more achievable than to go to the extremes. Relevance, right? Your goal should align with the larger picture and be worth your time and effort, right? It should fit into the vision you have for yourself. So if the vision you have for yourself is to be healthy and in this ideal shape, then losing 15 pounds will support that. It will feed into the larger picture, to the broader idea, to the broader vision, right? So this alignment enhances your motivation. It pushes you even more and supports in you staying committed to achieve that goal. If you're trying to improve your overall health, as I mentioned, and your wellness, losing weight by working out regularly, because now you set that goal of losing 15 pounds and you're working weekly daily on schedule, now you're becoming someone that works out. So now you're regularly moving your body, right? And that aligns perfectly with the bigger picture of health and wellness, of being fit, of being active, and supports your overall health. Now, the last is the time bound, like where we have to set some time limits. Your goal should have a clearly defined timeline. And that creates a sense of urgency and moves you into action. I've seen this so clearly in my life where I set goals or something I want to achieve for myself, and I just leave it up in the air. I usually wait until the last minute to get it done because now there's pressure. Now there's pressure to complete it. And even setting those false dates, like false time limits for myself, sometimes I already know. I'm already like, girl, you know that ain't even the final date. So really finding some way to set a real end time when this needs to be achieved. That helps to build and develop and give you that sense of urgency to do it, right? So this helps prevent everyday tasks from pushing your goal to the back burner. So like, no, I gotta do this. No, I gotta do this. I have time. No, you don't. You don't have time. You have this date to get it done. So get it done by this date. So in the example that we've been doing with fitness, in the next 4 months, as I mentioned in the statement earlier, that gives you a time-bound aspect to the goal. Now, you got 4 months to lose this weight. Are you up for the challenge? Can you do it? How are you going to be able to do it? You're going to set these little mini goals to achieve that goal, and that goal will achieve the broader goal or the broader objectives. So we bring it all together, and you have the statement I said in the beginning. I want to get fit. Instead of I want to get fit, I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 4 months by doing cardio workouts 4 days a week at my local gym. Boom. Done. Heard you. So remember, while this SMART goal example provides a template, right? It's important to tailor your goals to suit your individual needs and situation. Writing SMART goals takes practice, but once you've mastered it, it becomes a powerful tool for achieving success in both your professional and personal life. Create actionable plans. So you set the goals, and then we create actionable plans. So dreams are great, but without a plan, they remain dreams. So you reverse engineer your goals into daily and weekly actions. And as we mentioned in the example, there were actionable steps. And then you can even get more specific in if it's cardio, if it's HIIT workouts, if it's yoga, but setting actionable plans to achieve those goals. And then finally, adaptability and iteration. So life changes, right? And it's okay to change your goals and the plans that you've set for yourself. So it's important to be flexible, right? It's important to be flexible in this entire process. Being able to revisit and tweak your goals a little bit to adjust to your current situation. So how do you stay on track? What are some tools that have helped me stay on track in designing my life? My mindset. I know getting back into this manifestation law of attraction thing, however, mindset is crucial. It is so important. The importance of a growth mindset and resilience, the importance of being resourceful, the importance of thinking of the glass being half full instead of half empty. Really honing in on your mindset and seeing where you're at, meeting yourself where you're at and seeing how you can adjust and shift. So mindset shifts can happen on your own through meditation, through self-reflection, through journaling, and through coaching, right? Most of the time, what I've seen when people are stuck and they've tried all of the things, they just need that person that can connect the dots for them, that can see what they're not seeing, can help them see their blind spots. And that is what I support a lot of my clients with. For those of you that don't know, I have been a doula for the past 7 years. I closed my doula birth coaching practice and have moved in towards coaching, personal coaching, life coaching. And that is where I thrive in, being able to connect the dots that you may not be seeing. So if you're interested in the work that I do in that aspect, you can reach out to me directly or book some time with me in my description. You'll find the information in the description below. So mindset shifts, shifting your perspective. Next would be your time management techniques. Now, if you're not able to manage your time, this just goes all the way out the window. Being able to block your time. So for me to do this video, I blocked time out from my partner, from anything else. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I blocked this time for myself to record as many videos as possible. More than likely it's going to be one because I'm really going into depth with this video, but I'm time blocking to be able to manage my time efficiently and effectively. Some find it helpful to track your habits. Having a habit tracker. There are some habit trackers online on the digital space, or you can create a notebook for yourself, a habit tracker, and track yourself via a piece of paper, a notebook, your phone, just to see and make sure you're keeping the habits that you've set for yourself to help to co-create a life that you have designed. And there's also prioritization, where in the morning you have your top 3 things that you'd like to get done today. If you don't get anything else done, at least you've gotten these 3 things accomplished, it's done, and you can move on and move forward with your day. Hopefully you have more time and you can get to the next things on your list, but you've gotten to those top 3 things. And I mentioned this third one in the mindset shifts because it's helped to be able to shift your mindset. But mindfulness and reflection, that is a super tool, a super practice that can help you truly design a life that you desire. So meditation, being able to sit in stillness. Meditation, the reason why people talk about it all the time, because it works, it supports you, it will help you get to the present moment, and that is all we have, is the present moment. So in times of anxiety, in times of stress, overwhelm, confusion, take a few breaths, sit in stillness and see how you feel, right? So it's like you're having this check-in with yourself, no external dependency, being able to also journal, being able to see yourself and realize where you are, right? And this helps for you to stay aligned. So what are some common challenges that people face in designing their life? One I have seen within my own personal life and within friends and families and clients that I've supported is the procrastination. We procrastinate. It's as if we are addicted to the suffering, which one can say that we are as a society, addicted to suffering. But the procrastination and oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I got this going on. Oh, I'll do it the next day. I don't have time. All the excuses come into play and we procrastinate, right? Or we have this feeling of overwhelm, right? Feeling overwhelmed. Some tips for overcoming these things are focusing on one thing. Now, if you watch my other video on human design, manifesting generators, and I did say You don't focus on one thing, like you embrace all your passions. Yes, and do that one thing in that moment. So I'm time blocking to record this video, even though I also DJ and I'm also a life coach and I am also a consultant for businesses. These are all the things, but I'm not doing them right now in this moment. What I am doing as a content creator, as a coach, is sharing my information and creating content. That is it. I'm not reading. I'm not trying to no, I'm focusing on one thing. This is all that I need to accomplish right in this moment. So focusing on one thing at a time, even though you have all of the things that you'd like to get to, setting small goals for all of them. It may take you more time to reach that vision because you're splitting up your time, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that. It's just up to you on what you're prioritizing. So that is a tip for the procrastination, the overwhelm, but also to celebrate the small wins. After I do this recording, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to eat and enjoy my meal. I'm going to eat some nice oyster mushrooms, some vegetables, maybe some quinoa, sweet potatoes. I'm going to celebrate that I have checked this off my list. I told myself I'd like to record 3 videos. I'm recording 1. That's a win. That's a win. The other challenge is fear of failure. So I was literally turned into a coaching call as I was sharing my vision for a creative and wellness center. If you're interested in hearing about that vision, email me, reach out to me. I'd love to share it with you. I would probably do a video on it, to be honest with you, because I would really love for this vision to manifest. But I was sharing the vision I had and what I thought was in the way, right? And at the end of the day, it's my limiting belief of whatever my limiting belief is. And in the call, I was asking a question, but I had these questions posed back to me. And I got back to this fear of failure and also transversely, if that's the word, fear of success. So being able to practice being in the frequency of success, right? And maybe you haven't even thought of it in that way. Like fear of failure can also be fear of success. Like, I am abundant, right? It is okay to be abundant. It is okay to be successful. I do not have to struggle. I am moving in life easily. There is no resistance. There is no struggle. Now, if you're not used to that way of life, you may think that you have to struggle. And so you have this fear when things are actually moving easily. You're like, wait, hold up, what's going on? You start to doubt, you start to question that this isn't the way that things are supposed to be. So if you do have the fear of failure or fear of success, or if you don't even realize that yet, one thing I can give you as a motivational message is that failure is a part of the process. It is a part of it. It's practice. It's feedback, but it's not a full stop. It's feedback just to let you know that this isn't working. Let's try something different. So let's recap, shall we? Let's get into a conclusion. Let's box this all up. To redesign your life, a life that you desire, start by identifying your values, right? Then clarify what your vision is. What do you see yourself doing, being, having? And then taking small, consistent steps towards your SMART goals. Now, if this video inspired you, if it helped you in any type of way, please remember to like, to share, to subscribe, to hit that bing notification bell. Also, I invite you to share your vision, in the comments. I'd love to hear what it is that you're looking to create, to co-create. We are all co-creating with each other. I would love to hear that in the comments. And also just let me know that you've watched this video till the end, or you've come back to this video to try out the exercises. Remember, and it's another little dose of motivation and inspiration. Remember that you are the architect of your life. If no one's ever told you that, let me tell you that. You are the architect of your life. Just take it one step at a time, and you will create something beautiful, something powerful, something magical, something that you will sit back and be like, whoa, I did it. Until next time, peace. Go create a life worth living. Mwah.